Alright. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Florencio Files, where we take StarCraft strategy and we see it get flushed into the upside down, and then slowly wriggling its way back through the sewer pipes of the darkness back here to our eyeballs, where we get to witness, of course, the strategies of the one and only sewer mermaid himself. This is Florencio, playing on his Mechatron account, and he's actually going to be playing Zerg versus Terran, a matchup we're used to seeing him play from the other side, where he's regularly torturing Zergs with his Widow Mines, his battle cruisers, his siege tanks, his Hellion run-bys, and his Liberators. Well, his opponent this time around playing the Terran is going to be Shuang. Which, I don't know why that name gets me, but Shuang. Hello. What's your name in the video game? Shuang. Alright. We'll see if he can, if he's truly well endowed, and if the ladies say, oh, he's Shuang, or if maybe he's a bit of an incompetent Terran. Either way, I'm always curious, because Florencio Zerg, I mean, Zerg is a race where you're meant to just kind of produce more units, and you're meant to kind of build stuff constantly, and you're meant to like build economy behind attacks. And Florencio, I mean, one of the mainstays of him as a strategic player of the most competitive RTS in the world is that he likes to just stare at his units for like 10 minutes straight, do zero macro behind it, and then just see what funny stuff he can do with it. So it's always alarming to me because, I mean, in the past, his openings have been... that could not have been timed more... I don't watch these games before I cast them, guys. Sometimes I'll like skim them at 8 times speed. This one, I don't actually know what happens. I literally just saw Zerg vs Terran and opened it up. I was not expecting a macro hatchery to go down. So this expansion, actually pretty well timed, makes a lot of sense. He's going to get an expansion, a well-timed pool, a gas, but building another hatchery next to his hatchery, there's no real reason to do that unless you're massing Zerglings really early. But even then, normally you take a third pretty fast, so you just take a third as a Zerg. Florencio, though, I think realizing that he's probably going to forget to inject his hatcheries 90% of the time is like, hey, why not? However, a little slow to build drones. There are no Zerglings or anything. He has got an Overlord, though, over on the pillar. He's seen as an expansion, so he knows he's up against a pretty standard setup from the Terran, who's going for just a Marine after the Reaper and then a Factory. He's going for the second gas as well, and the Reaper's going to come on in. There's no defense just yet. Florencio, though, not really producing anything right now. He's going to bring his Queens over. We've seen Florencio loves to micro his Reapers and be on the other side of this engagement. Queen says, get the fuck away from my babies! Leave him alone! And Florencio, funnily enough, turns that into a spine. Now, normally you'd turn that into an extractor because it's the cheapest structure. What it does is it protects the drone, lets it regenerate a little bit, chase the Reaper off, you cancel it, you get the money back. Florencio, though, not going for the extractor. Well, next choice would normally be a spore crawler. It's a nice small structure, easy to put down, only costs 75 minerals. Florencio picks the 100 mineral spine crawler. And, as always, the only explanation we can give for that is he apparently has delved deep into the underlying mechanics of how this works, and apparently the science says build a spine crawler just because. That's about the only explanation I can give for that one. Now, he has actually hit an inject there. 2 injects. And he's building a lot of Overlords. He's making Overlord speed as well right now. He's getting a second gas up. I can't say this build falls into the realm of things that make sense according to the established logic of the universe. But you've got to remember, guys, that I am part of basically the cabal of macro virgins. So we're a group of people out there. We learned from Idra back in the day, Rhett, Serral, Showtime, Neeb, Stats, Innovation, Maru. These are the guys who've said this is the way to play the game. It's efficient. This is how you open. This is how you build the right amount of workers. This is when you should be attacking and expanding. And it all makes sense because we're balancing the resource ratios. We're attacking at crisp timings. Oh, Overlord just got spotted by the barracks. And the Widowmine's actually burrowed and killed it. Very cute Widowmine opening. So anyway, we're part of this cabal, right, where we basically kind of promulgate this viewpoint that there's a certain way you have to play the game. Florencio, on the other hand, is like, I'm in Diamond League here with my Terran, and it's 4.5 minutes in. I'm going to build 4 spine crawlers and a spore in each base, and otherwise do nothing. He's not doing anything. He's on 26 workers, almost 5 minutes into the game. So, the Cabal, we would say 4 minutes 30 is a good benchmark to say you should have your third base fully saturated on minerals. 16 workers on a third base. Florencio hasn't has only just finished saturating his natural. His main's not even saturated. The Widow Mines are going to come in Shuang here. Apparently going for a meme strategy. Even has an armory. You see the red dots above those Widow Mines? Ooh, and they all click 1 queen. Bit of overkill there. It takes 2 to kill a queen, not 3. But 1 queen for 4 Widow Mines. That's not a very good trade. Now, you can see the quick armory does mean they're invisible unless there's detection. So I think Shuang here is banking on the fact that he's playing against an opponent who doesn't know how detection works. And he's still massing Widow Mines. Or there's a lot of Zergs out there who just don't know how to micro, and they'll just run into the Widow Mines, right? Now, Florencio recently did join forces with Clem, with his Terran play, and start bunking together with him, trading, teaching Clem how to cheese and vary up his strategies, try out different approaches that are, of course, proven by science, rather than just superstitious macro virgin shit from the Cabal. And Clem has been teaching him a lot of fancy micro in return. The question is, does that carry over to his Zerg play? Because Widow Mines are really useless on their own. Unsupported, comes on and sees triple overseer. But they're really useless on their own if you don't have support, if the Zerg knows how to micro. So the easiest way when they're massed is Banelings. You just send a few Banelings in at a time, and it only takes 3 Banelings to kill a Widow Mine. The other way is if you get Ravagers, right? Ravagers can just bile down the Widow Mines. You can see where they are on the ground, kill them from out of range. However, I've seen many a Zerg get impatient and just try to attack move their Roach Ravager into the Widow Mines and lose their whole army. There's also armor upgrades and drilling claws on the way, and it's just 2 factories, the reactors, 1 with Tech Lab. It's just mass Widow Mine and a sensor tower for God knows why. This player is literally, this is like a Terran version of Florencio. Yeah, this guy's playing a lot like we've seen Florencio do. He's just waddling his Widow Mines in and out. The drones just run away. Widow Mines can't hit spine calls. He's gonna try and trap the queens. Can he get him? Oh, the queens get trapped. Oh. That there is motherly love. Those 2 queens taking one for the team, keeping all of their babies alive over there on the minerals. 22 babies on that mineral line, thriving, thanks to the sacrifice of their parents, you know? They say, back in our day, we used to walk 6 miles to school through a field of Widow Mines. You complain just because it's a little cold outside? Oh, you never would have survived back in our day, this new generation. But you know what? So what? You made some sacrifices. Now these drones get to live better lives. But do they? Do they really? That's my question. Because right now, I don't know if there's enough jobs for all of them. Automation taking over. Also, just shitty spreading, since they're not actually mining these gases. Also, guys, by the way, Florencio hasn't done anything yet. 7.5 minutes in. He's got a couple of roaches coming over. Whoa! What did we just do? Sorry, guys. Instant rewind, instant fast forward. We're back to exactly where we were. He's coming forward. He doesn't have roach speed. He doesn't have Ravagers either. He's going to try and micro against the Widow Mines. Oh, the Widow Mines scan. So they do take that Overseer out on the high ground. Good scan there from Shuang. Now, Florencio without roach speed. Surely you can't out-micro these Widow Mines. Run, Florencio. Get out of there, bro. What is he? He runs in, hits the Widow Mine, pulls out. Oh, my God. Oh, ow. Okay. Got a little bit too cute there. A little bit too cute. Oh, my God. So the idea, guys, is it takes about a full second and a bit for a Widow Mine from tracking a target to actually fire. You can see these little lines when they're tracking. Florencio's realized that he can get in, get a hit off, and get out if he's really quick about it. This is some true Clem shit. I'm telling you guys, bunking with Clem, trading regular guac and sewer cheese strategies for that micro practice. It's really paying off. Dude, this is actually insane. Florencio Widow Mine Dodger. I can't say it's the best use of your APM when you're floating 4,000 resources 8 minutes into the game. And he does finally get punished. And Shuang also just loses patience and is like, wait a second, I can just like fucking walk on top of you. This is really stupid. Does end up burrowing on top. Both players, by the way, macroing terribly during that. But Florencio now building a very expensive unit, 11 Mutalisks on the way. So he's going to swap into Mutas. Now, we know from Florencio's own games, Mutas are objectively terrible versus Widow Mines. Oh, there's only 2 turrets. He only built 2 turrets in the main. He didn't build any on the natural third, though. Oh, Shuang's going to come in, but he doesn't see the Mutas popping. The Mutas will already be, I think, hiding in the back, are they? Yeah, they're hiding in the main base right now. The Widow Mines come forward. The drones! What the hell? Earlier, he ran away when his Widow Mines came towards the mineral. This time, Florencio throws his drones' lives away. I guess he wants to get rid of those units so they don't see Mutas popping out. Shuang there is going to drop a scan on this other base. Sees there's not many workers overall. Probably feels pretty good about that. He's getting +2 vehicle plating and still just massing Widow Mines. Surely you want to add some Thors, some tanks, some other units. I mean, especially Thors now. The mass Mutas flying across. He's got a Widow Mine on the left. Florencio, he's hiding these until the last moment. But remember, 4 Widow Mines in a clump. If they all fire, it will kill like 10, 20 Mutalisks in one go. And any single muta shot will kill a Mutalisk, and it'll knock a third of the hit points off all the adjacent ones, or technically just under a third because of the regeneration. The mutas, though, find an empty mineral line. All the Widow Mines just moved out of the map, guys. The Widow Mines not at home. Okay, he's got a bunker. He's going to burrow some Widow Mines. Oh, none of them fired. Florencio pulling back. He's going to go for that command center. If he gets this command center, that's huge. He could be taking it to a 4-base versus 2-base Terran scenario. Oh, but look, he's going to pull it back. He's going to pull back. Repair. Repair. Oh, Florencio gets the kill, gets out. But wait. Watch out. There's Widow Mines coming forward. One of those fires and his Overseers are gone. That means Florencio no longer has detection. He cannot see the Widow Mines, but these turrets, not quite able to finish, dude. He's slaughtering the workers. 30 SCVs, and he's darting on by Florencio. Oh my god, all of that training with Clem, it's paying off. Oh my god, he's microing these mutas like they're bloody speed banshees or something, man. Dude, this is actually insane. He's avoiding it. The Widow Mines, burrow. Whoa, okay, 2 big hits there, but remember, you need 3 or 4 to actually kill them all. The SCVs, get back to the Widow Mines. Why'd you run away from the Widow Mines? He just ran away from the Mutalisks like a dummy. Dude, those SCVs were like that stupid, you know, when there's the wildebeests or the buffaloes going herding along out in the savannah, and then the fucking lions come, and there's always that really stupid little one that they're just like, we're a lion, and he just fucking separates from the pack, and you're like, you idiot, just stay with the rest of the herd, and they can't kill you. They can't fight the rest of the herd. Those SCVs were those stupid, dumb, trailing wildebeests that just get separated from the pack, easily hunted down by these Mutalisks / lions / jaguars. Yeah, that's messed up, man. That's messed up. Okay, so back to 2 SCVs is the Terran. The Terran, though, 38 Widow Mines. And Flo's only got mutas. The only problem is Widow Mines can't hit buildings. So spines and spores can kill unlimited Widow Mines as long as you just run your drones away. Watch out! Watch out! No, Florencio! Oh my god. Okay, only 2 shots actually go off. The other muta's barely getting out of there. That means he's got no anti-air at home, at least not on his third. Oh, the Widow Mines are going to go in, but they need to get in the other bases. You can't just burrow them all in one base, mate. Florencio takes a big hit. His babies are taking a beating here, but his Mutalisks say, we will avenge you. And they get across there, they get the mules, they get that command center. A huge mistake here from Shuang. Shuang's got to get more damage, but look at that, Ravagers. This is what I was talking about. Corrosive biles can pick him off from afar. He's going to wait for it. It's going to come off cooldown in the moment, and he's just like, oh my god, that placement. That there is peak pro gamer Ravager bile micro here. Oh my god, okay, I think he finally handed the Xbox controller over to Clem there and actually hit one in the center, forced Shuang to unburrow. Oh my god, he's actually landing biles now. I'm telling you guys, this is the new micro heavy Florencio, guys. He's all about that micro life. Look at this. Look how quick he moves the spines into the spores. The drones, like I said, they just avoid the Widow Mines. This is the problem. You could be winning a game even with Widow Mines. You can be way up in army supply. Your army can win head to head. Forcing the fight is a completely different issue. Shuang's like, okay, well, oh, a bit close, a little bit close. I think this one's okay. Look at that. Very cute, very cute. So he's hoping Flo goes back to mining. He'll see if he can set that trap up. Now, back to just 10 SCVs at home. 2 command centers. I mean, Shuang could still technically rebuild and get back in this, but Florencio's going to transition over to Hydras, and very slowly, he moves over his Hentacle and just starts to probe those Widow Mines one at a time. He says, oh, do you like that, little boy? The Widow Mine's like, I'm a fucking robot. I don't like nor dislike any of these actions. I simply live to explode on things. Florencio says, oh, man after my own heart. I also love Widow Mines, Banelings, and Disruptors, and all sorts of other explodey things. Explodey things, definitely something that these two share in common. I think they might meet up for maybe some 2v2 ladder games after this match, you know? Have a little bit of a date, and maybe mass Widow Mines, harass people, Mutalisks fly around the back door. Maybe they open with a cannon rush. Maybe they both just pull all their workers. You guys ever play a team game where 2 dudes just pull all their workers into your base at the start? You react a few seconds too slow and you just lose? You're like, no, it's unfair. All you need to do is stack your workers up and run to your ally's base and then fight together. But everyone always panics, or they don't know how to mineral walk, so their workers just get stuck and they're like, oh, I can't escape. You've just got to right click on the minerals in your ally's base and they get there, and then you're like, oh, we have 2 bases of workers and you had to run all the way across the map, so we have more. But I do feel like that's the sort of shit Florencio and Shuang could absolutely inflict on the ladder and basically get a lot of people to uninstall the game and never play again. Shuang not being the most secretive with this one is like, no, not in range. Okay, I'll try again. Over. Come on. Hey, come here, little Mutalisks. You absolutely know that Shuang has actually, this red dot is actually the aura of the fresh steak that he has placed on top of each Widow Mine to try and lure the Mutalisks in. He's like, look, here's some fresh steaks coming. Come and get some fresh steaks. You know you want them. Florencio there, barely trying to contain his Mutalisks. Says, no, boys. No, like, oh, fresh steaks. You know, Mutalisks are basically puppies with wings, for those who don't know. And he's like, no, hold back, go for the turret. At least then your glaives can kill some of these SCVs with the bouncers. Oh, I wouldn't say it's the greatest trade in all the world, but I'm not sure it matters when you're on 82 workers and your opponent's on 16. Your opponent may indeed be in Dicktown. I think you may have taken him there a while ago, mate. Shuang is still in the game, though, and is like, it's fine. I'm swapping into Magfield Hellions. For those who don't know, Magfield is the Cyclone upgrade. I wouldn't say it's the best on Hellions, mainly because it helps Cyclones, not Hellions. So it's one of those interesting features in StarCraft where you can always tell someone's a really intelligent, high-level player when they make upgrades for the units they're not using. It's just a different sort of strategy. Once again, like I said, we can tell from the way Shuang's playing. Shuang is maybe not a graduate of science school, but definitely someone who's doing well. Maybe they're enrolled in like an honors class, a master's class, something kind of post-grad or extracurricular, right? Something that's a little bit more on top of just a basic bachelor's degree. I mean, you wouldn't just see some normie doing a Bachelor of the Arts or something like that, or some sort of business course. Not playing like this. No. This is some advanced science going on here. I mean, I feel like this is an honors, maybe honors in sewer science, maybe strategic upside downery oncology or something like that. You know, it's just yes, StarCraft oncology, yeah, for sure. Well, Fungal, for those who don't know, does reveal invisible units. He's got Overseers right there. One Hydralisk stands a little bit too close to the sun. And he's going to use a Fungal rather than moving his Overseer forwards. Because remember, his name is Florencio. And it's not about doing things the most efficient way, it's about doing them the funnest way. And oh, shame on me, guys. There is now one Cyclone out with Magfield. Once again, we're seeing that Shuang simply likes the red laser light strategy. So he's plopped a couple of stakes on the front of those missile turrets on the Cyclone for its little torpedo rocket launchers. And now we have Florencio, who 8 minutes after killing every single one of his opponent's workers, he's at 76 workers killed. Looks like now he's like, I gotta be cautious here. I'm like, okay, can you not Steve-O in this shit? He's like, crikey, that there's a Widow Mine in the wild. Look at how it can stomp on the Infestor if I'm not careful. And I'm like, mate, what was this? You're making this seem a lot more dangerous than it is, man. You're making the thing is, he keeps losing units, so he is actually, I guess that is Steve-Oing. I didn't mean it that way. I just meant like, he's like one of those nature people who makes out like it's more dangerous than it is. He's like, oh, this shark's super dangerous, and it's like a tame SeaWorld shark or something. I didn't mean it like, and then the undangerous situation becomes dangerous. Are those Widow Mines stingrays? I don't know. All I know, guys, is Shuang has my respect for playing a fun style, but Florencio with the big brain style just said, hey, you know what? None of those buildings are actually, or none of those Widow Mines can actually attack buildings. I'll just build spines and spores in every base, and then I'll fly my mutas around and avoid running into your Widow Mines ever, and laugh at you. So I don't know if this is Florencio channeling what someone did to him on the ladder when he's massing Widow Mines, but I have a feeling it might be. He played someone who was really good at just avoiding the Widow Mines all game, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna try a little bit of that. And he does indeed do so. Oh my, sorry guys, clicked the wrong scene there. We're meant to go over to the Wall of Bacon. Big thanks to everyone who's been supporting the Patreon. Please hop on if you guys want to support the channel. Links down below in the description. Special thanks to these gods, who are of course conducting the Dicktown Express. Max and Apollo God, Colonel SC, and Modern Totem. Thanks for the love, guys. We'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.